Good morning to all. Is everything clear from online? Online team, screen, voice. Very good. Nice. Okay. Thank you. I'll give a quick recap of what we discussed yesterday. Let me change the font. Okay. So we started environment setup, right? Environment setup for Angular application development, that what I can say. And as the process of it, we have already seen how do we install the Node.js. No need to explain anything about it. It's a basic installation and very easy because Windows software's installation would be very easy. Simply, you can say next, accept the terms and condition, and finally you can click on the finish. And we install the Node.js, and Node.js by default it will get what? NPM. NPM stands for Node.js Package Manager, and the purpose of the Node.js Package Manager is to get the packages. Simply, NPM is having list of packages, or it contains lot of packages within it in that particular space, and whatever the packages are required for us, we can get download by writing the command. For every package, we have a different command, and I will show you later like how we are going to integrate that. And along with that, I have explained you in the last session how do we install the TypeScript also. Now, what is a TypeScript? What is a TypeScript? What is a TypeScript? Tell me, what is a TypeScript? Yesterday only, right? Right. A simple terms I can say a TypeScript is a scripting language. Okay, scripting language which is an alternative to JavaScript. Right? Now, when I say about the TypeScript, TypeScript is nothing but it is the combination of data types plus existing JavaScript. That means TypeScript is not added any additional feature to that existing JavaScript, or it is not comes with any new feature. TypeScript uses the JavaScript features only, and additionally we have the data types, nothing apart from that. Additionally, we have the data type. And what is the need of the TypeScript in practical environment, and what are the limitations of the JavaScript? That is very important interview question, because end of the day, whatever the TypeScript code you people have written, that will not understandable by the browser. If browser is not understand anything, are we able to see that output on the browser? Tell me. We have client side technology and server side technology. Server side technology will interact with the server. That is what the database, or it might be a web server, and we are able to fetch the data, and whatever the data we are getting from the backend, that needs to be displayed on the browser. Yes or no? So how we are able to display that? With the help of the JavaScript. So browser will understand the JavaScript, so that by using the JavaScript, we are able to display the data. But here I told you in Angular development, we will be using the TypeScript, not the plain JavaScript. But that means, is the TypeScript is understandable by the browser? Means answer is no. TypeScript will never understandable by the browser. TypeScript is a superset of JavaScript. That means whatever the TypeScript you people have written by your own, that needs to be converted into the JavaScript before it is rendering it on the browser. Once if it is converted into the JavaScript, then only browser will able to understand and browser will able to display the data. Then Srikanth, why I supposed to go with the TypeScript? Directly I can write the JavaScript code. That is also possible. That is possible. Definitely I can go with the direct JavaScript. Why should I go with the TypeScript? For that reason only, yesterday I told you what are the limitations that are available. So what are the limitations we have it in the JavaScript? Tell me. Limitations of JavaScript. What are the limitations of the JavaScript? Tell me. The first limitation is going to be JavaScript is a or else is not a compiler based language. JavaScript is not a compiler based language. Now, what is the advantage with the compiler? Guys, speak out. I'm not giving any punishment. Don't worry. If you're not talking, just speak out. Whatever you understood, I just need to get right. Then only I can plan my session. So JavaScript is not a compiler based language. What is the advantage of the compiler? A compiler which will check the syntactical error at the time of development only. Understand? At the time of doing the development, if you can find any mistake, we can correct ourselves and then later we can go for the deployments, right? Until unless we are not going for the deployment, but if there is no compiler, only once if it is deployed, then only we'll come to know the errors that we have made while writing the code. And this process, that means as we don't have a compiler for the JavaScript, we have a lot of chances to get the exceptions. An exception is a runtime error. So that is the main limitation and the first limitation that I have explained you in the last session. JavaScript is not a compiler based language and it is a interpreter based language. Interpreter will give you the errors at runtime, not at the compilation time or in the dev time. That is the first one. And second one is going to be JavaScript. Second one, what I have told you, JavaScript is not having data types. JavaScript is not having what? Data types. We don't have any kind of data type that are available in the JavaScript. That is where technically we call it as it is not a type safe programming. Java is a type safe or not? Yes or no? .NET is a type safe, C# is a type safe. Like that, why it is type safe? We have a separate data types defined it over there. Suppose I wanted to store some number, there I can go with some integer, or else I can go with some float, or else I can go with some double, or else I can go with some decimal. That means I have a clear idea on which data type variable needs to be created and which value has to be stored. But when it comes to the JavaScript, everything is created with the help of var only. And if I'll be giving var x is equal to 10 and into the same variable, I'll be giving some string value. Into the same variable, I can give some true or false value. Into the same variable, I can give some other value like whatever. Any value you can store. That is the another limitation that we are having. JavaScript is not having the data type system. That is the reason where I can go with the TypeScript. And the third one is going to be JavaScript is just an object oriented based language. There are two things here: object oriented programming, object based programming. So object oriented programming, in the sense, it support all the four features of that object oriented programming. What are the four pillars of OOPS? Encapsulation, abstraction, polymorphism, inheritance. If any programming language is supported these four features, and that programming language, what we call it as a object oriented programming. But JavaScript is not pure object oriented programming, it is an object based programming. Okay, that means it is not supported with all the features. Due to that we don't have, okay, we don't have much security and reusability. Okay, because of that we don't have much security and the reusability whenever if you are using the JavaScript. If there is no reusability, maintenance is also going to be very challenging task. That means once if the complexity of the project or code increases, then maintenance, okay, maintenance will be a challenging task for the developers. Okay, maintenance would be a challenging task for the developer. Now, why it is challenging? Suppose, let's say, I don't have a proper reusability implementation in my project. I have written the same logic for 10 to 15 times. Then as a developer, I need to remember what are all the places I have written that particular logic. If the requirement changed by the client or requirement changed by the product team, I need to modify it in all the 15 places. If I miss like a single place or two places, then the behavior of the total application will get changed or not. Yes or no? That is what the reusability importance. As the small examples that you people are learning here, maybe in Java or .NET or Angular, it doesn't matter. You can't feel that the importance of coding standards, reusability, object-oriented programming, or else solid principles implementation, design pattern. All these you can feel once you start your career in IT. Because there we all are working on a project, and here whatever we are developing, it is an example. Just it is a kind of POCs that what we are doing here. But in practical environment, we are doing the project. There you come to know all these things because we have a huge application setup and we have a great architectures that are defined it over there. Understand? So as the process of it, once if the complexity of the code is increased, then maintenance is definitely a challenging task if there is no object-oriented programming. That is the reason where nowadays we have the popular languages like Java, C# you can take, or else you can go with the Python language. Any language you can take, we have a pure object-oriented programmings. Because of that reason only, reusability and security, these two are the major concerns for a programming language to sustain in the IT market. And JavaScript is not having all the feature, so that it is a challenging task for a developer to maintain that particular project. So these are the 3 or 4 limitations that I have observed when I use the JavaScript. So for that reason, what I want to do, I am going to use what? TypeScript over there. Now, what is TypeScript here? As I told you, a TypeScript, okay, a TypeScript is a superset of JavaScript. Okay, I can say that It is a scripting language which is an alternative to the JavaScript, and TypeScript is the combination of the data types and the JavaScript. And TypeScript, some people may call it as, it is a superset of JavaScript also we can call. Understand? Superset of JavaScript. Now, what are the advantages we are having here? It provides compiler. The first one is the compiler, and at the second time it is having a proper data types that are available, and also it give server side programming experience. Server side programming experience. Now, what is server side programming experience here? Suppose, let's say, I'll ask you a simple questions from the Java with respect to the syntax. Generally, how to create a class? How to create a class in Java? What is the syntax? Class name. That means we supposed to write class, and here name of the class may be, let's say, I'll be writing sample, that what I am using, and where I can write the code, something like this. But the same thing in JavaScript, if you want to write a class, then what you need to do, where sample is equal to, we will be writing a function, and where I'll be writing some logic over there. That's it. Okay, this is the class definition. Okay, this is the class definition that what I am having. Now, how to write the function? Simply, we'll be using public as a keyword and void, and the name of the function, maybe I can write get data, that what I have written, right? This is how the functions are going to be. Now, in JavaScript, if you wanted to write a function, then what I can do, I'll be using the function, and what is the name of the function? Get data, and I'll be writing the function something like this. This is how the function definition is going to be. I hope you people heard about the constructors, right? What is the purpose of a constructor? Initialize the data. How to create a constructor? Class name. Obviously, we will be writing something like this, right? Am I right or not? Tell me. Because I am not from the Java, but even .NET also the same. Okay, I think the day one session I told you there is no difference in Java and .NET. Everything is same. Everywhere you go, oops will follows you. The only difference is syntax. The only difference is syntax, nothing apart from that one, and the environmental changes. Apart from that, concepts are same. In C#, what is the definition? I mean, in Java, what is definition of a class? A class is a, what class definition you know that? Tell me first. Collection of methods and function. In C# also, a class is a collection of methods and function. TypeScript also, class is a collection of methods and function, and JavaScript also collection of methods and function. What is the purpose of a constructor? Constructor is a special method used to initialize the data. That is right in Java. Same thing in the C#. Same in JavaScript. Same in TypeScript. That means the concepts are same. The only difference is syntax. Syntactical changes. Apart from nothing. Apart from nothing. Seriously, I'm saying. Then Srikanth, why do we have these two? Definitely that question will get for legends, right? Definitely for pro candidate we'll have that. We have here let's say in this road only we have 2 hotels. Okay, 2 hotels are there. Okay, if there are 2 hotels, if new hotel will come into the picture, did people are not going to there? People will go or not? Same. Everywhere you go, the competition. Everywhere you go, the competition. Some places we have one items are going to be good, and some places another item is good, so that people will attract towards that. Now coming to the Java, earlier why it is that much popular means it is completely offered the free softwares. That means IDE is free. Eclipse or NetBeans, what you people are using, that is free. JDK is free. Java development kit, that is free. Like that, they provided some free thing so that people are attracted towards that. Nowadays, like at that time, .NET, what they have done, a single license for the Visual Studio enterprise version is cost around 5 lakh per the developer. 5 lakhs it is. Only for IDE, it is 5 lakhs per annum. Not for month, per annum it is 5 lakh. And Windows operating system you can take, which cost around, nowadays it is 10,000, but at that time it is around 1 lakh is the cost, right? And also .NET framework they released as the free version, that's fine. Okay, like that, the comparison comes into the picture. If the client is giving good margin to me, then I can go with the advanced one. Otherwise, I can go with the free version. But nowadays, what happened, Java and .NET are equal in their pricing list. Both are equal in their pricing list. So that is the reason. Which one is good means I can't say. Even I'm having 10 years of experience or 20 years of experience, guy, you can ask. Nobody can say that this is good and this is bad. Everywhere you go, we have the pros and we have the cons. Everywhere you go, we have the both. That is how it is. Now, the only one thing you need to understand here is concept. If you can understand the concept, then easily you can migrate yourself. That is where I told you this one. Okay, now this is how the function. And same thing, I wanted to write it in the, constructor in the JavaScript. There what I can do, I'll be using something like this. That means this is the syntax to write the constructor. Now you can see this is a class, okay? This is a class and this is a class in JavaScript. This is a function in where Java or C# and this is a function in where JavaScript. This is a constructor in Java or C# and this is a constructor in the JavaScript. Now tell me, everything if I'm creating with the help of a function keyword over the period of time, as a developer also, you might get confused or not. Obviously, because to create a class, which keyword I used here? Function keyword. To create a function, which keyword? Function only. To create a constructor, which keyword? Function only. If I'm creating everything with the help of function keyword over the period of time, I might get confused. But coming to the server side, why people are attracted towards the server? We have what? A clear syntax that is defined. If you wanted to create a class, use the class keyword. If you wanted to create a function, use an access modifier and then following with some return type and the function name having a different syntax. If you wanted to create a constructor, we have a different approach where you can use the class name as the constructor name. Now, TypeScript, what advantage it will bring, it gives you a server-side programming experience. That means the same JavaScript program, if you people wants me to write it in the TypeScript, this is how it is going to be. I'll be writing class sample and here I am going to write get data as the function, get data as the function. And after that, if you want me to create a constructor, I'll be writing with the help of constructor as the name. That means everybody can easily understand what is a class, what is a function, what is a constructor in this program. Yes or no? Right? So this is the TypeScript. This is the TypeScript and this is the JavaScript. Okay. And this is going to be the Java or .NET. Maybe I can say either you can go with Java or else C#.NET is also having the same syntax. Now here, if you can observe that Java and C#.NET is going to be very easy for us to understand because we all are from the server side programming experience. We all are having that so that you can write the Java and C# code, something like that. Now, similar to that, we are able to understand it in the TypeScript or not? Yes or no? Yes or no? Tell me. So the same kind of programming experience that you can get it in the TypeScript, But when it comes to the JavaScript, it is difficult for us to understand what is a class, what is a function, what is a constructor, what is a variable, what is a method. These are the challenging tasks for the developers. That is the reason where I told you very initially, okay, TypeScript, okay, is purely a developer friendly language. Developer friendly language. TypeScript is purely a developer friendly language, which is just an alternate to write the JavaScript. Okay, to write the JavaScript, TypeScript is just an alternate. It's not the replacement. This is what we have discussed in the last session, because today we are going to cover, like, we are going to start about the TypeScript, so that I'm giving you an overview of that TypeScript one more time. Now, TypeScript is a purely developer friendly language, which is just an alternative to write the JavaScript. Now, how do we install the TypeScript? The next question is going to be how to install the TypeScript. The next question is going to be that one. How to install it? Tell me. Tell me, guys. The next question is going to be how to install the TypeScript. Okay, how to install the TypeScript? Now tell me that answer. Very good. We will install TypeScript by using what? NPM, where NPM stands for Node.js Package Manager. And how do we install? Tell me the command. NPM I stands for install -G, which stands for what? Global installation. And what package we are installing? TypeScript. That means we just install the TypeScript with the help of an NPM command, NPM install -G, the TypeScript. And someone asked me a question, Srikanth, if NPM is having everything, then why should I go with the Node.js? Tell me that answer for that question. NPM is having the packages, then what is the purpose of Node.js? Is one question is asked from the online team. What is that answer for that? What is that answer? What is the purpose of the Node.js? Node.js is used to tell me, execute the JavaScript. Very good. Now what we are doing, we are just downloading or we are importing the TypeScript package or TypeScript library from that NPM. And after that, by using that particular library, we will be writing the code. Once if you write the code, if your job is done, then how I can see that output? We need to see an output by executing the code that you people have written, right? Without execution, is it possible to see that output? No, that execution will taken care by the Node.js. That is where a Node.js is a runtime environment for the JavaScript. That means which is used to execute the JavaScript with the help of Node.js. That is where what we call it as runtime environment. Understand? How to install the TypeScript? We will be installing like this. NPM install -G stands for global installation and TypeScript. And the next question is going to be how to check the version of the TypeScript. How to check the version of the TypeScript? Tell me. Very good. The answer is going to be, we use a command like simply I'll be using tsc-v. Now what is mean by tsc here? TypeScript. Very good. It is a TypeScript compiler which will checks the version of the TypeScript that we are having. Understand? Which will check the version of the TypeScript. So this is what we have discussed in the last session. And at the same time, I told you like to download the Visual Studio Code. and what is the importance of the Visual Studio Code also I have explained yesterday. The first one is the IntelliSense support, and second one is the debugging mechanism, and third one is going to be inbuilt SCM tool support, that is the GitHub, and fourth one, it comes with a lot of extension which made you more clear on what we are developing, and also which will be faster development, which will provide the faster development. And fifth one is going to be a cross platform where you can run it in anywhere, and a cross technology, it can be used to build not only the TypeScript, but also you can write the program with the help of C#, Java, Python, PHP, whatnot. Any program you can write, even Java also you can write with the help of Visual Studio Code. So we have like all these features that are integrated in Visual Studio Code. That is the reason I asked you to download the VS Code. Have you downloaded? Yes or no? Very good. I will show you. I formatted my mission. Okay, yesterday. So that is where, because yesterday I can't download it. Just give me a minute. I'll be opening code space Visual Studio. Okay, .com is that official website. Okay, code.visualstudio.com is that official website. And here I am using the Windows operating system so that I can go with the download, and hardly it might take a minute to download. Okay, meanwhile, a question. As you said, browser execute the JavaScript, how TypeScript is executed by the Node.js. You will come to know, Baljit. Wait for some time. Okay, then you will understand. Right. Okay. Now you can see, you will be having this one. I'll go to my downloads where I can have the Visual Studio user setup is available. And if you can just double click on over there and accept the terms and conditions and say next and say next and then install, so that it get installed it over here. Okay, so once the installation is done, it will open like this. If you can just click on finish, then it will open something like that. This is, I mean, I have explained the previous example. So you will be getting a window, something like this. I'll close this one as well. Sorry. I'll open my Visual Studio Code. So this is how I'll close the folder. Just give me a minute. That's it. So you will be getting like this. If you wanted to change the theme as per your requirement, you can find it in that appearance section. Okay, there you can change the themes and everything. Right now I use this theme because it needs to be visible to everyone, but it provides you like, different themes that are available. By using that, you can do whatever you want. So this is the welcome page. And I told you, we have like, different options here. And here you can see, this is an explorer where you can open your folder and you can write the code. Second one is going to be for the search purpose. And third one is going to be, what is the third one we are having there? It is a source control. As I told you yesterday, source control is a tool which will be used for what purpose? What is the purpose of the source control? Source control is, what is the purpose? any weekend workshops are conducted by Naresh IT, please attend there. Natras sir, you know, right? He's given like, good examples on this one. Source code management tools. Basically, I am from .NET background. I know him like from last 6 to 7 years. And myself, I'm attending his weekend workshop. Weekend workshop. Do you know the reason? In real time, we don't have like, more scope to do that. Or else like more scope to explore. Because every level of experience, we have some limitation. As 3 years of the guy, just I'm telling you, you don't have a permission to commit your code directly to the branches. When you are committing, that needs to be approved by your leads and all. Understand? And after, let's say, 6 years of experience, you don't have a permission to merge the code. That means your code you can commit, but others code, if you wanted to merge and you can test, we don't have an option for that. We need to wait until someone has done that. And after getting like, 6 years you can cross, you can get that one. And later 9 years of experience, until you get at least 7 to 8 years of experience, you never get a chance to deploy your application to the servers also. But in Amirpet, the advantage, with fresher knowledge, you can get all these things in weekend workshops. That is where like they conducted. Even I conducted a workshop in Angular earlier. I showed them like a complete single page application. You can't find that in YouTube. I only asked them to remove because I can lost my job also if somebody can see that. That is the reason where I removed it. But like, weekend workshop, if anywhere like it happened, please go and attend. There you can learn many things. And as personally, I recommend you to go for like, Natras sir, he is taking like, GitHub session. Now I don't know that he is taking or not. Weekend, like he is conducting some sessions on the GitHub. Please go and attend so that you come to know. Because writing anybody can do. Understanding these tools also very important, especially for the people who wants to keep some experience. Okay. Because like there only people might cut, whether you have a real experience or fake experience. If you can say, no, I didn't use the source code tools, I didn't use the GitHub main. Okay, thank you. Where you got the certificates? They will ask the question. That is what learn these tools. It's very important. Now, what this source code tool will do is, it is all about use it to maintain your code at some repository or else some, I can say the Google Drive. Just for your understanding, I'm telling you, it is going to be a drive or a cloud-based setup where you can maintain all your source code. Srikanth, why should I maintain it over there? Because if I keep that is physically, then definitely we have like, some data loss will be happen, right? But if it is there in the cloud, we don't have any data loss. And if it is like, free version, we don't have guarantee, but we supposed to purchase like, some licensed SCM tool. So that is the reason where there is no data loss over there. That is the first one. Second one is going to be, it keep a track on who are developed the code, at what time they develop, and what pages they modified. Each and everything is going to be monitored by the tool. It is not something that like, in movies, you saw like something, they do some code and based on that code, the system will crash. And who did that? Like if somebody is asked, no, everybody will be free. No, I'm not doing, but that won't happen in real time. If you do a small thing also, whenever if you are deploying it to the production, that needs to be committed and that needs to be monitored by the SCM tool, so that it is very, 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 very simple task for the people who has done that particular mistake. Otherwise, like I have 40 members of the team, if they committed by their own, if something is happened, to whom I can blame? Yes or no? I need to have a keep track what commits are happen, which file is modified, at what time it has done, and what purpose they have done, whether they have done it intentionally or not intentionally. Each and everything needs to be taken care. So these all things are managed by the SCM tools. That is the power of SCM. We have the GitHub, SVN, TFS is available. DevOps is also providing those kind of tools, Azure or else AWS. Understand, Visual Source Safe, Java people mostly used VSS. All these are available. So that is where please attend, like if anything, any weekend workshop which is presented on Git or else SCM. And as I told you yesterday, it provides you a source code tool support is available. That is the GitHub. That is the third one. Okay. First one is Object Explorer. That means it will show you the files and folders, everything. Second one is for search and replace. Third one is for source code configuration, SCM tool configuration. And fourth one is what? Run and debug. If you wanted to debug a particular file, there you can use this particular window. And the fourth one is going to be extensions. Now here you can see we have a lot of extensions that are available, and I can say around lakhs of extensions, not even 1,000, lakhs of extensions that are provided by the Visual Studio Code. Now what this extension will do? This extensions will provide you different support. You can find something. I will show you a simple scenario. Suppose let's say I'll open a folder, maybe go to this PC, and in the D drive, Angular session, and I'll create a new folder for you, Angular 16, and the time is going to be 9 AM. That what I'm taking. And here I'll create another folder where I'll be having all the TypeScript example. I'm going to open that folder. Okay. I trust all the files, others. Okay. I'm open that file folder. Again, I'm repeating. Just you can see. Go to the open folder. If you are not familiar with that, you will be getting like this. I'll be closing the folder. This is how it is right now. Either you can click on open folder, or you can go to the file, and there we have that open folder, or you can give the Control K or Control O. Anything is fine. I'll open the folder, and then where the folder is available, go to that location, this PC, and in the D drive, Angular session, Angular 16 9 AM, and select the TypeScript folder, and then click on OK, so that it will get opened over there. Do we have any files here? Right now I don't have any file. Now what I want to do, I'll be adding a file. Now you can see, once if the folder is open, here you can find a new file, and then new folder, and refresh, and then maximize and minimize. That is the collapse. Now I'll go with the new file here, and in that maybe I can say first.html, that what I am using. Okay, first.html, that what I am writing. Now here I am using the proper HTML documentation. How to create the proper HTML documentation? First, we should have the doc type declaration. Every document is having HTML open tag and closing tag, and every HTML document comes with a head section, and then following with the body section. And a head section is having a title over there, and I can give my first, okay, my first web app, I can say. And after that, in the body, I'll be taking a H1 here, welcome to Angular, or else let's say welcome to TypeScript sessions, or else welcome to TypeScript. Now save this application and right click on here, open in a default browser. Now you can see the default browser is this one, so that I can always open with the help of browser and I'm able to see the message here, right? Yes or no? So for this, I have written some logic. I mean, some HTML, very basic HTML I have written over there. Now you can see, I'll remove everything. I'm using HTML-5. Press the tab. What happened? Everything is created or not? The basic skeleton, what is required for you to build a web application or a web page, am I able to get everything or not? You can see what I am doing. I am simply using HTML:5 and then press tab. It will give you everything. How I am able to get all these things? Because I have added an extensions to my Visual Studio. I have added some extension. What extensions I have added? I have added, these are that extension. Angular language service, which provides some IntelliSense support. Angular snippets and Bootstrap 5 quick snippets. HTML, CSS support, open in browser that support. So all these are the extensions that I have added, which will provide a support to me to execute it a bit faster and to write it a bit faster. When I go with HTML5 code snippet, you can see what are all the features that are available. You can just go to here, HTML doc type declaration, how it would be. And it provides you some details over there. If you can go to the detail and feature contribution and the change log, and you can see these are all like, they provide some details over there. You can just verify those details from here. Okay, you can learn by yourself. Nobody can explain you exactly what and how it works. You can understand it very clearly once you practice. Like that, if you wanted to get those kind of snippets, there we have what? Extensions tab is available. Understood? So that means all these features makes me to use the Visual Studio Code. All these features makes me to use the Visual Studio Code that what we are having. And not only that, this Visual Studio Code is not only for the Windows developer, but also can be available for Mac developers or not. Yes or no? We have a separate installation for the Mac people also. If you want, you can see. I'll go to the VS Code and other platforms. If you can go, and there you can see Windows people can download, and RPM, Red Hat, Fedora, SUSC, Debian and Ubuntu, and Mac OS user, anybody can download and they can make use of it. And not only that, if you can go to here, somewhere they provided what are all the languages they can. Now you can see we can have like, different languages here. What languages are going to be? See there. What languages? See there. Python, Python, C, and also C++. How many language support here it is? 8,157 languages that you can write with the help of Visual Studio Code. And also it provides a lot of extensions also. You can see we have a lot of extensions. They haven't given a proper value. How many are there? But as far as I know, we have like, lakhs of extension. We have like, different Azure related some extensions that you can get it here. Docker, Azure account, you can see there. And at the same time, okay, we have like, many things. Azure related only, see how many are there. These many are available. So that we have like lot of extensions. Suppose when I search for Angular and then click on OK, now it provides you all that extensions that are required for an Angular. You can see Angular free. Mostly all are free only. Only few are licensed one. Okay. See how many snippets are there. Srikanth, do you know all means? If I know all, then I'll work for Google, right? I can build my own framework. Why should I go with Angular? Nobody knows about this because every company they developed one. Because that is the reason I told you open source. Open source means it is not only the free, open for the contribution. If you are good and you developed something which is related to the Visual Studio, you can send that code to them. Once if they are validated, they can upload and they can available it in the marketplace. If someone has downloaded, you will get the money. Understand? That is open contributions nowadays are much popular. Open contributions are very, very popular nowadays. Okay, so all these features makes me to use Visual Studio Code. Now what I want to do, I'll be writing a simple TypeScript code and I will show you like what differences you can find. Now as the part of it, what I can do is I'll open my notepad and the first one is going to be the next question, how to create first TypeScript or else how to create a TypeScript file, how to create a TypeScript file. The answer is going to be, you can create like, you know, with the help of Visual Studio Code directly, one option. Otherwise what you can do, you can go to the location where you wanted to create. Maybe you can go to this PC or D drive or Angular session, Angular 69 AM, and there you can go and you may create a simple notepad and then you can save with an extension. That is one option. But anyhow, we all are the developer. We never created the files on the physical location. We created all the files with the help of IDEs only. So I'll be creating a new file and then you can see I'm adding first dot. The file extension is what? TS. Okay. That means every TypeScript file is having an extension of star dot TS. Okay, where TS stands for what is TS? TypeScript. Very good. Where TS stands for the TypeScript. Okay, how to create a TypeScript file and execute in browser. Okay, I will show you that in today's session. So every TypeScript file is having a file extension of going to be TS, where TS stands for the TypeScript. Now I have created this one. Okay, I have created something like this. Next, what I can do, I'll create a simple variable to store some value. So that to create the variable, we will be using a var keyword. And not only the var, we have like 3 ways to create the variable. Either you can go with the var, or you can go with the let, or you can go with the constant. There are 3 options that are provided: var, let, and a constant. As this is the very first example, I'll go with the var only. I'm creating var message and the type as going to be string is equal to, and I'm going to give some message here, welcome to Angular, that what I can give. And after that, I'm going to write console.log that what I am using, whatever the message that what I am having, I'm going to display that message. Okay, a simple 2 lines of the code that I have written. First one is message, where I am giving some hard coded value, welcome to Angular, and then I used a console.log which will be display that particular message. That's it. Now any JavaScript file, once you people have written, is it executed directly on the browser? Tell me, yes or no? No, obviously it won't execute. So that once if the development part is done, we need to link to any of the HTML, right? Am I right? Tell me. We have to include that in any of the HTML. That is very important because browser doesn't understand even the JavaScript also. Browser doesn't understand even the CSS also. These two can be understandable only if you are using a style tag, a link tag, or a script tag. If these three tags are not available, then you cannot able to understand the JavaScript. Okay, fine. That is the reason what I can do. I'll go with my first .html, and then what I can do, I'm using a script tag. I'm using what? A script tag, and here src is equal to where it is available. It is available on my same folder. So that is where I can give first .ts, that what I can say. Okay. Is this clear what I have done? So the second step is going to be what? Every TypeScript file is having an extension of TS where it stands for the TypeScript, and okay, stands for the TypeScript. Create the TypeScript file and write the required logic Whatever the logic you people are required, you supposed to write that particular logic. And here I'm using /. Okay, it is nothing but which will get the current directory. That means current folder. If you wanted to get, then you can give /. If you can give two /, then it will move to the previous directory. Understand? Current directory, if you wanted to go, single /, current folder. If you wanted to move one step above, then give two dots. This is the Visual Studio Code feature. Okay, earlier what we are doing, we use a tilde symbol and we'll give all the file name / folder name like that. But Visual Studio offers a beautiful mechanism to give the path. As the process of it, simply what you can do, if your file is available on the current folder, give single /, then you can give it over there. If we can give two dots, now you can see above this one, we have the TypeScript folder or not. If you can give more two /, above that I'm having these folders or not. If you can give two /, above that I'm having another folder, that is the drive is not accessible generally speaking. So like that it is going to be single /, mean current folder. If you can give two /, then it will take you to the previous folder. This is what we are having. Okay, fine. I'm adding that. Now I'll be writing that point as well. Every TypeScript file is having an extension done, and create the TypeScript file and write the required logic. And then I'm adding the reference to the HTML. Now this time you can see when I right click and open in default browser, am I see that output here? Am I see any output here? Because I'm displaying that output in where? Console.log. That means I'm displaying that output in a console window. How to open that? Right click on the browser and then inspect, and then you can go to the console. But what happened here? What happened here? You can see we have an error. You can observe that. I'll be open the magnifier for visibility purpose. You can see, is it executed? Now what it is showing me, refused to execute the script from so and so location because its MIME type as video/vnd.dlna mpeg tss is not executable. I told you like one point, if you can remember, TypeScript is not understandable by the browser. Am I right? I told you that point. TypeScript is not able to understand. TypeScript is not able to understand by the browser, by the browser, so that we must have to convert into JavaScript, and this process, okay, we must have to convert the JavaScript, and to do this we use TypeScript compiler, and this process we known it as and this process we known it as transpilation. And this process we known it as transpilation. Now what is mean by transpilation? It is the process of converting the TypeScript code into the JavaScript code. And who will takes the responsibility to do that? TypeScript compiler. Understand? TypeScript compiler will takes the responsibility to do that one, and that process what we call it as a transpilation, and it is very important. So that the next step what you need to do, create the file and write the required logic, and then convert the TypeScript, okay, TypeScript into the JavaScript by using tsc command, like now here you can write tsc space file name dot ts, I can say. Understand? tsc space file name dot ts. This will generate what? JavaScript file. This will generate the JavaScript file. Now what I can do, I'll just come back here. Okay. Maybe write the command. Okay. Now you can see tsc file name dot ts has to be given. Okay. Now once if it is done, now what I can do, I'll be doing that step now. So how I can do that? You can open the terminal. Okay, that is Windows terminal, or else command prompt. If you wanted to open, you can. That's your wish, because we install the TypeScript globally, if you remember, right? So that you can open like, directly from the command prompt, or else like in the Visual Studio only, if you can see the terminal in the above bar. Okay, above main menu bar, if you click on there and then click on new terminal, right now it is configured to PowerShell. Okay, if you wanted to directly open the command prompt, you can change it in that environment variables. Generally, we have the environment variables, and there you can, okay, change it. That is one thing. But I'm mostly working on that Azure point of view right now. So my personal system is required more on PowerShell compared with the Node. That is like, the command prompt. That is where I go with like PowerShell only. But from the PowerShell, even in your case also, right now here it is PowerShell, right? If you wanted to change it to the normal command prompt, type CMD, so that automatically it will convert it into command prompt, normal command prompt. Okay, CMD if you can type, then it will get converted into the normal command prompt. And then I'll be using what? A command that is tsc space. What is the file name? First.ts. Now, right now, how many files are there in this folder? 2 files. But once if I click on enter, now you see a third file will be added. What is the file? First.js. If I click on here, what is the difference you found here in both the cases? You can observe that. I'll just do a split of it. Now you can just see, I'm open like, the TS here, and I am open the JavaScript. Both I have opened. What is the difference you observe? Tell me. That's it. Now you can see here the TypeScript is having the data type, but JavaScript is having the data type. No, that is only the difference. Understand? That is only the difference, nothing apart from that one. Okay, fine. Now the JavaScript is available, so that what I can do, I'll be adding that JavaScript to this one. Instead of using the TypeScript, I'll be adding the JavaScript and save this application and come back to here and refresh it once again. Now you can see, am I able to see that message or not? See this? Am I able to get it or not? You can see in the console window, I'm able to see a message that is welcome to Angular. Understand? So this is how the process of creating a TypeScript file and executing. That means convert the TypeScript file into the JavaScript by using the TSC command. And the next step is going to be include the JavaScript in HTML file by using which tag? By using which tag? Script tag. This is one option. Otherwise, a simple note that what I can say, we can execute directly without using HTML. Okay, without using HTML and by using Node.js and by using Node.js server. And by using Node.js server, we are able to execute. So how I can do that? For that, we have a command, something like node space. What is the JavaScript file name? First, right? So that you can give the file name .js. Understand? That means right now, I'm able to see that output in a browser, right? I'll close my browser. I don't want to see that output in a browser. I'll close my browser here. Now what I want to do, I'll go to my terminal. Okay, I'll go to my terminal and from here, I'll open my command prompt, not the PowerShell. Here what I can do, it is created a JavaScript file for me, right? Now from here, I'll be giving node space. What is the JavaScript file name? First dot, what is that? JS. When I give that, am I able to see that output here or not? That is the second type of execution with the help of Node.js. The advantage with the Node.js is going to be, which will reduce the burden on the browser in order to execute those many JavaScript. Srikanth, but you are executing only one. Yes, as I told you from the beginning, here we are developing a simple POCs. But in practical environment, we will be having thousands of the JavaScript files are available. If all these thousands are executed on the browser, then browser will be definitely an impact on the performance, right? Yes or no? So that is way to reduce that burden. First, what I can do, I'll be doing like all the bundling and minification and execution with the help of Node.js, and that result I can give it to the browser. But Srikanth, but if it is an Angular, do I need to do the same steps again and again? Means no. Angular is having an inbuilt mechanism, or else it comes with a inbuilt platform which will takes the responsibility of doing the transpilation. You need not to write a command something like tsc-file name, or else you need not to write a command node-file name.js. It is not required in Angular because Angular is a framework which is having a separate library which will take the responsibility of doing all these activities. But right now, we are not doing any kind of Angular development. We are learning a program to build that Angular application. That's it. Understand? Angular is not yet started. This is just a JavaScript examples that what I am trying to start. Okay, there is no Angular concepts here. And after you are getting familiar with the TypeScript, then I can start working with Angular app development. Understand? That is the reason all these are manual process at this moment. But once we start that Angular, then all these are automation process. You need not to do anything by your own. Clear? Clear or not? Any questions here? Please ask me. Now you can see this is what we have learned. Now I am just give first a quick recap of what we discussed. So we have started. I'll do one thing. Maybe I'll open a new file. This is class notes.txt. I'll paste everything. Okay. So that every day we need not to create a new file. One file where you can maintain. I started working, explaining you about that environment setup. And then we have learned about Node.js and NPM. And we started working with the TypeScript. And I have explained what are the limitations of the JavaScript. And then we have seen what how to install the TypeScript, how to check the version, and how to create the TypeScript file and execute. Okay, execute. Every TypeScript file is having .ts as an extension where you can use it and convert the TypeScript into the JavaScript by using the tsc command. And once if it is done, we can include the JavaScript in HTML by using the script tag. Another note is going to be, we can execute directly from the command prompt, or some people may call it as terminal window without using the HTML and by using the Node.js server. And for that, the command is going to be node space file name dot js that we are having. Okay, so this is how we will be using the the TypeScript application. Now any questions if you can have, just please do ask me. I'll spend somehow more time today for more 10 minutes. Any questions you people are having, you just ask me, come and ask me. And if you don't have any question, you can just leave for the day. We'll continue tomorrow. And please complete this registration process, whatever they are asking. Okay, because it is not required to learn the whole subject and then you can decide. Hardly 1 or 2 sessions are fine. If you have really interest, I told you one thing. If you have really an interest to learn, if you really have a time to learn, and if you can give more priority, then only you can come and join for the session. Don't waste your money by paying the fees. Every rupee is very important. Right now you're not at an earning stage. Okay, once you start the earning, then you will come to know how much important it is. Every penny is very important. So that if you don't waste money, okay, unnecessary. That is my sincere suggestion. I know how difficult it is to get it for your parents also. That is where don't waste the money. If you have really the priority task, first complete that task and later you can join for any other faculty's batch. It doesn't matter that, because as a faculty, I have around 7 years of experience. I know how to give a best demo, how to give how to attract the people and all. But it doesn't matter to me because I am not into completely as a trainer. I'm not working as a complete trainer. I'm working as a real-time guy, and I'm getting sufficient salary. Not even sufficient, somehow extend salary I'm getting because of the COVID scenarios. COVID only changed every IT guy's job. Salary also. Before COVID, after COVID. Before COVID, suppose let's say your package is 7 lakh. If you really have the talent, then you will be getting 21 lakhs in these 2 years. That is frankly speaking. You can just check with any of that IT guy how the salaries before COVID days, after COVID. You can check with anyone and do let me know. If somebody is not getting the high, not getting good salary, mean they stick for the same company. Those who are like, change the company, at least 2 to 3 company, they are at high level, seriously at high level. I told you my cousin sister, she is having 5 years experience, 28 lakhs is her package. React and Angular, only two, no Java, no .NET, only Angular and React. These two she knows. 28 lakhs per annum. Okay, that is how it is. It's all like, why I'm telling this, just it's for a motivation purpose. But one thing is very clear, still I hope no one has paid the fees. So before day itself, I'm telling you, if you really have an interest, you can join. If you don't have an interest and if you have any prioritized task, don't pay the fee and don't attend for the sessions also. Why should we like, sitting here in clumsy place? In SR Nagar, we have around 30 to 40 parks where we have good trees. We can get oxygen, right? More oxygen, more fresh air. That too, 9 o'clock means it's good time, definitely. Okay, so don't need to come here, but please try to complete everything, like every formality, if you're really interested. Okay, that's it. Thank you and have a nice day. Can we discuss about the resume session? No. Will you teach Angular JS? Angular JS is outdated completely. We are not going to discuss anything about Angular JS. Here we will understand only that Angular. VSC with console once again. Tomorrow we'll see that. Okay, tomorrow I can show you. Google Classroom and everything will be created by the admins. So you can get that from them only. Okay, Google Classroom and anything like whatever you require, you can get it from. Thank you. Next Saturday, no holiday on Saturday. Yeah, you will get, I mean, still they haven't created the links. Once if all these registrations and batch is finalized, right, then I'll keep all these examples and notes in Classroom, Google Classroom. It's 2 days out, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, ante. What? Install the TypeScript? Just it is working. Yes. It is working. Just you can give no TSC space -v if you can give, then you will get the version. Okay, thank you. Yep. Okay, cool then. I'll stop here for the day. We'll continue tomorrow, and tomorrow we will start working with the TypeScript. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye-bye.